welcome to Brand Watch, and I'm here with Gary Thompson. Gary Thompson, welcome to Brand Watch.
Can't believe I'm sitting next to you. This is an amazing moment.
It's amazing for all of us.
Thank you.
Gary, we want to talk about creative briefs.
Right.
Some people have said that the creative brief is kind of like the treasure map for ad agencies to dig out the golden ideas. What's your view on that?
It really is, but I think there's a disconnect between white paper and what's really happening on the ground. And there's a huge disconnect in certainly this marketplace between sometimes the bravado and the brave and the actual real. Most companies are under great threat financially. Their market positions are threatened as well. And the creative brief, we're trying to live to this Western amazing Madison Avenue ideal of we want huge creative, we want this, and it's big, 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 but on the ground we're little, little, little. So there's a disconnect in terms of what we're able to actually realize. Yeah. Secondly, as much as the creative brief is important, you'll pretty much find out that the Zimbabwean mindset right now is very functional. Sell this product for this price. Yeah. Therefore, hugely exciting attribute advertising and feature pieces will probably be secondary to functional. So the creative brief is then reduced.
Now tell me, what have been your frustrations with creative briefs in your experience over the many years, over the different economic turns in Zimbabwe?
Well, I've talked about a disconnect between the reality of what creativity can do and what the practicalities of a client's need is. My frustration oftentimes is another type of disconnect. It's a disconnect between the creative brief and the strategic imperatives of the group. For example, you have a brand, let's not pick on anyone, but let's just make it Cairns.
Right.
How to stuff up a great Zimbabwean brand. Yeah. Indigenization at its worst. Yeah. Here you have brands like Willard's, yeah. You have brands that have incredible longevity and heritage, yeah. And it's easy to lock them down, Prenutro, etc. Yeah. Wholesale brands created out of here, yeah. Mukuyu wines, for example, yeah. And where are they today? Yeah. You cannot blame, I remember Mark Smith, my first job was with Cairns, you cannot blame that generation. They created those brands. Yeah. The generation that took over lost sight of the marketplace, okay. Treated the marketing team like a pitch in, pitch out business, mm-hmm. Wanted their ears tickled with creative ideas, and this is, I'm being very cynical, but I'm trying to get to the heart of the matter, but we lost the strategic imperative. Yeah. The brand itself was not being managed correctly. Yeah. And so if you've got a disconnect between the boardroom and the marketing office, there's going to be a problem in that business. And if there's arrogance, it will be shown to the agency and it'll be shown to the client, because the agency is part of the marketing and the marketing is part of the marketplace. If you treat the marketing group with arrogance, you're going to treat the marketplace with arrogance. And how many banks have fallen because they've lost their core, they've lost their focus. Yeah. So I would submit the disconnect between strategy and marketing is probably a frustration.
Should creative agencies be part of strategy?
Absolutely.
How? Why?
Take, for example, in 4 hours' time, I'm meeting with a property group. Yeah. They don't need a better picture for their property portfolio in the newspaper. There's a hotel company that's talking to us. They don't need a better, prettier picture of people living it by the side of the pool. Yeah. That's not going to put another bum in the chair or another bed-filled night. Yeah. We've got to go to the heart of the issue. Yeah. Strategic. Right. Group, what is your offering? Yeah. What is the quality of your cutlery, the quality of your food product, the quality of your pricing? How can Zimbabwe, the destination piece of which you're a microcosm, now be attractive? Yeah. So you've got to go to the deeper questions. Yeah. To the property group this afternoon, it's got nothing to do with their entity. People are not going into the CBD. What solutions can we give to attract the northern buying clientele to go into their area where they've got some very good shops? So the point I'm making is you've got to have some strategic and creative mixes. I call it the big three. In closing on that point, Tuffy, when I started GTA, I always had this innate sense that marketing was integrally integrated. Yeah. Ogilvy has a 360 brand stewardship idea or concept, but I just knew that advertising was just one part of it. Creativity was just one part to create a connection with the customer. Yeah. Another part of the connection with the customer is what is core to the brand. Yeah. If you look at Jim Stengel's work, which talks about growing your business from the core, what is the core? What is the strategic core? And I think that's where you guys are going to be amazing with your new venture. Yeah. Getting companies back to their core, and then marketing reflects that to the marketplace. Yeah. It's not about just another prettier creative ad. Yeah. It's about the core of the business being promised out there, and creativity is just a function of that.
Yeah. Gary, let's conclude with garbage in, garbage out. creative briefs?
You know, it's easy to be cynical, but with a good creative team and with a good marketing relationship, you can pretty much do some brilliant work. Even if you've had a great brief and you do bad work, if you've got a good relationship, you'll seek an outcome that's win-win. And I think that's what it's returning to.
Well, Gary Thompson, thank you very much. You are on Brand Watch, and we were with my good friend, Gary Thompson.
Hey, it's been good seeing you.